Hi everybody, Kyle Goth here from the GoFilmReviews.com and the Go Film Reviews YouTube channel. And I've got my quick thoughts about the new film Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I missed this when it was in the main theaters. I actually caught it at a cheap theater this afternoon because I had some time. But I was really excited about it because I thought the idea of having a Dungeons & Dragons movie, there have been 3 prior to this that haven't worked very well. And it's just crazy to me that they can't get this to work. Part of it might be because it's such a broad concept, because you can do almost anything within the confines of this RPG. So all things considered, it would be tough to come up with something that just feels unique and feels distinct. This movie takes on the idea that these 4 people in the party are very much like players in the RPG, in that it's a more rollicking, swashbuckling adventure. It's more comedy fantasy, with those dramatic elements to it. I can't believe I teared up at the end. That was weird. I just have a personal connection with some of the events that took place at the end of the film, which was really odd for me. But I quite enjoyed the movie. I thought it was definitely above the average sort of fare that we'd be used to. This reminded me a lot of, like, it could have been like some of the lesser well-done Narnia films, or like Aragon, where it just kind of felt like might come off as generic fantasy. But I think in the case of this film, it doesn't come off as generic fantasy. Full disclosure, I've played Dungeons & Dragons before, but I would not call myself a hardcore fanboy. Like, I knew certain things. I knew Gelatinous Cube, and I knew the thing with the eye, which I'm now... I can't remember the name, but see, that's the thing, is I remember, like, visually what these things look like. Things like Baldur's Gate, things like Waterdeep. I know a lot of these terminologies. I played the game before. I have a character. But I wouldn't call myself really in-depth on any of this stuff, and it was really accessible for me. I had a lot of fun with it. I think part of it is that they got a really fun, rollicking cast of solid standbys. People like Chris Pine, people like Michelle Rodriguez, Hugh Grant, but then also some people that we haven't, we've seen in these kinds of genres. Justice Smith and Sophia Lillis, the up-and-comers that are doing really well as well. And I thought it was a good mixture of people as well as some surprises in the cast as well. It's a lot of fun to be had. This is much more in tune with the game night, Goldstein and Daley, than it is their other film, the reboot to Vacation, which I thought was better than a lot of people had said, but not good all the same. So, like, it's kind of that mixture where this is definitely, like, closer to the game night filmmakers that we know and love there. I just had a lot of fun with the movie, and I think there was some really unique blends at comedy. Even the stuff that I felt like I knew where it was going, even if when it didn't surprise me, I still had fun watching it take place. This is definitely I would call it kind of a party movie, where you get some people around together. It's a very simplistic story. Maybe overcomplicates itself, but the thing about it is that because of it overcomplicating itself, if you get lost along the shuffle, it's not a big deal. You kind of find your footing back to it. But I had a lot of fun with this movie, and I'd like to hear what you think about it down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on the film. What would you like to see in a sequel to Dungeons & Dragons? Another follow-up. How should they continue this franchise if they do, because the film did not perform very well? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section, and maybe your other favorite board game-based movies. Let me know down there. I'd love to hear about it. Please like and subscribe. There are 2 free ways that you can help support the channel and make sure you never miss new episodes as they drop. And you can always find my film reviews over at GoFilmReviews.com. You can find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me at Almighty Goatman on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can find my show, Kyle and Nick on Film. Links are down in the description for that. We'll see you next time.